guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I know it's been a long while, but I'm here with another video for all of you. So I wrote on my Instagram and I shared basically my truth concerning being married and having to take your husband's name. And I basically just shared my whole experience of that and how it was not an easy journey and it was not an easy decision. And I put it on my Instagram, got loads of love, loads of young people, loads of other people actually thinking about the same thing, are in that situation, in that kind of predicament and wondering what to do. And so here I asked whether you guys wanted a video or you wanted a live on it, and a majority of you said you want a video all about that. So this is what this video is going to be about. So if you're interested in and you really want to find out more about personally whether you're thinking about whether to change your name, whether to keep your name, you're just confused, you don't know what to do, then make sure that you keep watching and find out about my journey. Okay, so growing up, I grew up as Danielle Rocks. Now the thing about it is that a lot of people, your name is just your name and you know, that's it. But actually the truth of the matter is your name can end up becoming your identity. The way that you see yourself is in your name and the meaning of your name. And for me, that was very true. I loved the sound of my name. I loved it. And I would never really thought about the fact that when I'm married, that name will actually go. I don't think I really processed that, you know, you don't actually have your name forever and you will get married and you're gonna have to take another person's name. I don't think I really thought about it. And so that could be like many other women as well. So meeting Josh, obviously I knew his surname, but I never thought properly that, wait a minute, I'm actually gonna have to take this name. Now, coming into our relationship, you know, we're actually thinking about, okay, cool, we're gonna actually have to change our name. And I already knew that, you know, I'm not going to be Danielle Roxon, but I think for me, I just didn't process it enough. And so when we now got married, I was like, great, we're married, I'm going to change it, you know, I'm going to honour it and whatnot. And his surname's Babatunde. And so for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? Like, I really like Roxon. And you know, when you really like your own name, you like it, you love it. And so you're like, no, I don't want another name, you know, I love you as a person, but do I have to take that? And so, you know, you always, all these questions that you ask yourself innocently, like, why do I have to take it? And you're checking the Bible, you're like, but the Bible doesn't really say that, you know. And then you're asking your parents were like, yeah, well, you know, culture. And you're thinking, yeah, but the times have changed, you know. And these are genuine questions and genuine things that you're thinking. And I'm sure I've spoken to so many people. I've spoken to single people, married people, Christians, non-Christians, I've spoken to Caucasians, I've spoken to Nigerians, and of course everyone has their different opinions. And of course a lot of it is cultural, a lot of it is traditional. But for me, what I've really learned is it has to be both of your decision. For me, my decision, and inwardly I loved Danielle Roxon and I would happily have kept Danielle Roxon, but out of respect to my husband, out of honour to my husband, out of understanding that I've become one with my husband, I have to take his concerns and his considerations into the matter. So a lot of young people, a lot of single women are thinking, I'm going to keep my name, I'm going to do whatever I want. But when you actually meet your husband and you actually have that conversation, you can't just, you know, you can't just say you're going to do whatever you want without consideration of the person that you're actually with. You can't just do whatever you want without actually having that conversation or actually hearing each other's views. And I think for myself and Josh, we had countless discussions, countless conversations of, okay, what if I hyphenated? What if we just had this name? What if we don't have this? And, you know, a lot of it was that having to look up what's the reason behind why you don't want my name or why you want to keep your name. And a lot of it was, you know, it could be shallow. I know a lot of it I was thinking in terms of branding. I was known as Danielle Roxon within my branding. Opportunities that I've got that I felt could potentially be limited because I don't have because I have an African name or whatnot. And even in that is a problem as well, because, you know, how am I, if I'm doing great exploits and then I don't have a name, I have like an English name or whatever, what does that say to people who are African, from people who want to potentially, you know, rise above and become great. They can potentially just say that, well, you've got an English sounding name, that's probably why you made it. And, you know, I should be proud of my heritage, I should be proud of my culture, I should be proud of, you know, yeah, a Nigerian name of that sort. So I think for me, that was even just that whole battle as well, and that whole thinking and the conditioning, and not even realising my own personal views, you know, of like why, you know, thinking that certain names can limit you, and not actually realising that a name doesn't make you, you make a name. And I think that is real, a name does not make you, you make the name. And I think a lot of the time, because of my personality, because of, you know, how I am, I felt like, yeah, my personality matches my name. But actually realising that my, you know, my new name doesn't mean that I'm less of who I am, doesn't mean that my identity changes. And I think that was a serious mindset shift, because a lot of the time I felt like I'm not going to be who I am, like I'm going to have to change who I am, like this isn't me, I don't like the sound of it, and all of this kind of stuff. But realising that no, you don't change, you know, people need to know the person behind the name, you know. And so these I'm just sharing with you, I'm just being really transparent, being really honest, and sharing with you my thought process, because I know that there's a lot of people that are probably thinking like this but don't want to say, afraid of what other people may think. And the thing about it is, I had some great conversations with some awesome people. I remember I was speaking to one of my single friends, and she was like, do whatever you want, keep your name, do this, what, forget that, and it's like, you know, that's why I always say as well, as a married person, as someone who's married, be careful who you're getting advice from, be careful who you're speaking to. Not to say that, you know, single people can't give advice, but really and truly, it's only married people that would truly understand to the extent of what I'm talking about. So, you know, when you are in that situation, that's when you now realize, okay, this is a lot more deeper than what I had thought as a single person. And I remember speaking to my married friends and them saying, no, like you should change it, like a lot of this stuff. And, you know, if you're watching this video and you don't want to change your name, I'm not telling you to change your name. This video is not to, you know, tell you that changing your name is the right thing or whatever. I'm just sharing with you my experience of my whole name change, and, you know, just giving you some enlightenment, giving you some wisdom that I was able to gain through that. And I think the main thing that I want you all to get from this is that a relationship is about compromise, it's about submission, it's about teamwork, it's about working together, it's about becoming one. And I think for me, you know, making this transition was not easy. It took me nearly a year to come to terms with my name as actually not going to no longer be Danielle Roxon. For a good 8 months, I was like, my name's Danielle Roxon, like, my name's Danielle Roxon. You can call me Mrs. Babatunde, but my name's Danielle Roxon, like, and it was only like last week that I was like, no, okay, Roxon needs to go. You know, Roxon is still part of me, but it's the single me, you know, and that is the young me. That's the me that's, you know, just the single me, baby girl me. But Danielle Babatunde is a married woman, like, you know, and that has that aspect within me. It doesn't change who I am, it just adds, it's a bonus, you know, it's an addition to who I am. And, you know, it took a really long while, guys, and I'm being real with you because it's not an easy done deal. And I thank God for my partner Josh's patience with me, because he didn't understand what I was going through as well. He couldn't understand. He was like, are you choosing your brand over me? Are you choosing, you know, like, these were deep discussions that we're having, like, why don't you want this? What, you don't like the sound of it? Okay, cool. If I was called this, would you choose it? Is it okay, cool? So are you putting Roxon, your name, as a higher priority than the marriage? These are just questions, guys. I'm not saying that, you know, this is the case, but I'm just helping you guys to understand the depth and the root behind it. I had to really go down and dig deep, the root. What are the root issues? And I spoke about some of them earlier when I said about the whole conditioning, thinking that, oh, you know, if I have a certain name, it will limit me, or, you know, my brand won't sound like this, or I have to change who I am, or I'm not going to be who I am, and myths. I'm breaking those myths down for you guys. You know, that's how I've gotten to where I am now, is through really a lot of soul searching, a lot of asking myself why, a lot of looking at, realizing that it's actually a problem with some of the thinking that I was having, you know. And I think maturity comes in being able to understand that, being able to identify that, and then do something about it. And it took a long time, even when I knew that this probably isn't the right way of thinking for one of my reasons, I just didn't really care. I was just like, no, but I still want to. And I think with that, I probably just needed time. And yeah, it took time, guys. But now I'm realizing that, you know, as I said before, my name doesn't make me, I make my name, you know, and I'm still me. But I'm a married woman now, and we're one, you know, we're unified. And there's so many things you have to consider when you want to kind of have a different name than your husband. I know one of the things that I had to think about was my children. When my children come along, they're going to have a different name to me. And for me, that wasn't too bad, because I was thinking of like hyphenating, so I was like, that's not too bad. But then when you think about other situations, there's so much more reasons. When you think about the fact that when you're with your partner and you're going out and they call you, they're not going to think that you two are together. They're not going to call you two as one. You know, they're going to be like, Danielle Roxon, hiya, yeah, who are you here with? Okay, yeah, Joshua Babatunde. Okay, great. Are you guys friends? Like, are you guys together? There's no unity, you know? And even though there's unity in my mind, in our mind, subconsciously in that element, we're not necessarily seen as one, you know, and to you that might not be a big deal, but these are just things that you have to ask yourself. These are things you have to consider. These are things that you have to look at. You know, am I representing my marriage? Of course, my brand is not about my marriage. Best believe my brand is about education. My brand is about empowerment. My brand is about young people. So of course, you know, when I speak, I'm not ranting on about my husband. But I think it's the fact of, now when I see my name as Danielle Roxon, I do think of the young me. I think of the single me. But when I think of my name as Danielle Babatunde, I remember who I'm with. And I think, you know, looking at just shifting a mindset for you, and it does take time. And that's why I'm not expecting you to watch this video and then just get it. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of prayer as well. Prayer was a big factor. I would literally speak like to God, God help me. What should I do? What should I do? And the funny thing is, I remember God telling me, like, you're going to be known as Danielle Babatunde. You're going to do exploits. And, you know, he was affirming me on the great things that he's going to do through me. But he was saying, you're going to be known as Danielle Babatunde. And I remember just being like, oh no, but da-da-da-da. And that's why I say, you know, if you're a Christian, speak to God about it, get peace. I know I have a lot of friends who are, you know, very well known within their name. And a name, you know, it's much bigger than just their name on the register, but it's become their brand, it's become their identity. And I think that's where it gets really, really tricky, and that's where I was, and that's why it was so much more deeper to me than maybe my other friend who, you know, they don't have necessarily an image or a branding or a business that their name is their business. So I think, you know, those of you that are watching that might be like me, you know, I'm sure you feel it just that little bit more, like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to change everything and whatnot. But just that reminder that, you know, your name doesn't make you, you make your name. And so, you know, seeing your new name as an addition, seeing your new name as a bonus, seeing your new name as another element, another realm that you've entered to that adds to who you are. The fact that I'm still Danielle, but I'm now a wife, I'm now married, and it's a blessing. And yeah, I just feel more one now that I've accepted it. Now that I've genuinely accepted the name change, I do feel more one. I feel more like, oh my gosh, yeah, like we're recognized as one, you know. And yeah, so that is my journey, guys. It was not easy. It took a lot of crying, a lot of discussions. Even when I knew what I needed to do, I didn't want to do it. That's the truth. Even when I'd spoken to different people, I've spoken to a lot of people about this, you know, just trying which is the right thing to do and whatnot. And that's why I say that I don't want to come here and say you need to change your no. I don't need no feminists commenting on this video saying you keep your name, do what you want to. No, okay, it's between you and your partner. That's what I'm saying. It's between you two, and both of you being at peace with the decision, you know, because I realized that I could have continued as Danielle Roxon and, you know, he was fine with that. But I know deep down he's not, you know, and as a wife, I'm very aware of that. I know that he's not fully happy with that. And, you know, he's such a lovely person that he would just be like, you know, do what you want, if that makes you happy, but you know who you're with. And I think, yeah, so I think definitely it's a discussion, it's between two of you. So if you both love the idea of hyphenating, hyphenate. If you both love the idea of creating a whole new name, which is quite cool, and starting your own legacy, then do it, 100%. I hope that you found this video really insightful. I hope that it's been informative. I hope that you've enjoyed it. And yeah, do comment below your own experience of changing your name. If you're a married woman, you've changed your name. If you'd like to keep your name, whatever it is, do feel free to comment below. Maybe one thing that stood out from this video to you. And yeah, I want to thank you so much for watching, guys. Make sure that you like, comment, share and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to myself and Josh's channel at Mr. and Mrs. B UK. Go and check that one out. It's all about marriage and relationship and fun and family and all that stuff and business and whatnot. So yeah, go check that one out as well. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.